Hello, 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 hello. I know that we haven't seen each other in a while. You haven't heard anything from Miss Lady, nor have you heard anything from Katrina. But I am here today with a combination of both Katrina and Miss Lady. I came in here today just to be encouraging, I hope. Not just encouragement for myself, but for somebody else. The Lord took me down, remember lane. And in him taking me down, remember lane, he told me about a time that I remember a time when the struggle was real. And I do mean the struggle. I've always liked fashion, but I haven't always been able to do some of the things that I've been blessed to be able to do now. I remember times when I only had one pair of shoes, and that one pair of shoes had to be worn with almost everything I wore. I remember only having one of something. I remember not having enough bras. I remember not having enough panties. I remember being able to sit down and do my own hair, perm it, curl it with the curling irons, press it with the pressing irons, use the Marcel curling irons, or even use the regular electric curlers to curl my hair. I remember being able to go to the shop maybe once a month or once every so often, maybe for a Mother's Day gift or for a birthday gift. I remember that. I remember the days when my anxiety and my depression was so deep and so rapid and running so strong that the prayer that I could only come up with was, God, please just let me grab the doorknob and make it outside the door. I remember days of getting dressed and not feeling as though I was enough. And then getting redressed to the point not only did time run out on me, but I ran out on me and decided that I'm not going outside. I'm going to stay in. I remember those days of being so depressed that depression kept me inside a lot. I remember those days of sitting in places and being in a full anxiety mode and nobody even knew what was going on with me. Sitting there so tough in anxiety and so tough and whatever was going on with me that sometimes it felt like I was holding vomit in my mouth because just how bad it was. I remember going places and feeling so uncomfortable sometimes that I would leave and go home for whatever reason, a reason of just no because, but I would leave. I remember those days. I remember those days clearly, and I thank God for letting me remember those days. I thank God for having me to hold on and cherish those days. I still have some of those days right now, even though people may not be aware of it. I think that when I have those days now, it causes me to show up even more. So I'm thankful and grateful for it. A few weeks ago, I went to a service, and at that service, there was a woman that showed up. And when she showed up the way that she could show up. She showed up the way that she could show up. And I understood her showing up. Because had she not shown up, she would have been talked about for not showing up. But I would have understood why she didn't show up. But she showed up. And you know what the best part was about her showing up? Even though she may not have been dressed to the part, as far as all of us thought she should have been. Because when you know better, you do better. And what I mean by that is we forgot where we came from. We're doing better now. And some of us have forgotten that at one time we didn't always have something to wear. We didn't always have somebody to give us something to wear. And just because they give you something to wear doesn't mean that that's the something that you want to wear. Because even when you got nothing, you still don't have to take anything. But the best part about that woman for me, you know what I was able to see? Her children were clean. Their feet were clean. Their little hands were clean. their hair was combed. Even if somebody else combed it, even if somebody gave the kids some clothes and shoes to wear, no matter what, she showed up and her babies were her shine. They couldn't say anything about her babies, but they were talking about her. Every woman is beautiful. I haven't always known better. I haven't always done better. I haven't always seen better. I haven't always heard better, and I haven't always spoke better. And sometimes I fall short of that right now. We have to always remember that every person that we see every day, man or woman, woman or man, is doing the best that they know how to do with what they've been given. I used to think all households was the same, but all households ain't the same. Everybody wasn't taught the same. Everybody didn't learn the same. Nobody knows what you know, and you don't know what they know. I pray that this helps somebody today. I pray that this encourages somebody today to know that I too know what it's like to only have one of something, and to only be able to do for your children while you take the back seat. I too know what it's like to not even have furniture in your house. I too know what it's like to not have a bed to sleep in, but your kids have one. I too know what it's like to make ends meet. I too have been without the lights. I too have been without a refrigerator. I too have been without a stove. And somebody showed me grace and mercy. I too have been on welfare. Yes, I have. I didn't just wake up like this. God's been preparing me and working on me for a mighty long time to become like this. And where he's about to take me and what he's getting ready to do for me on this next page, in this next life, in this next journey, on this next lifestyle, on this next up roller coaster, is going to be so amazing. It's going to be so wonderful. Doors are going to open that I didn't even know could be open. But doors will also be shut that he has decided they need to be shed. So as we take our journeys each and every day, as we say our prayers, as we do the things that we're supposed to do, and as we spend a little more time getting to know who God is and getting to know who we are, I pray that this encourages some woman somewhere to know that, hey, I too live next door, and I haven't always had what I have right now. I haven't always had earrings like these. I haven't always had glasses like these. I haven't always had a car. I started out with some hoopties. My very first car, my mom gave to me. It was a 1981 Ford Mustang, and I loved that car to pieces. And when I mean to pieces, it literally had fell to pieces before I could get another car. But ever since I've had that first car, I've always had some type of transportation. God has blessed me to be able to have cars, and to be able to have the cars that I dreamed about, that I wanted, that I crafted up in my vision, in my head, that God allowed me to craft up. The apartments and the houses, because I haven't always lived in a house. I've did apartment living. I've done apartment living in various neighborhoods. So I understand. I understand what it feels like to be embarrassed, to have people come to your house because you don't have anything in it but basic necessities. And I mean basic necessities. I know what it's like to not have eggs and not borrow any either. I know what it's like when the refrigerator goes out and you go get a cooler, and you and your children sit on the floor and have dinner together, and you make it into a fun time. They didn't know that it was a struggle. They know now that those times were struggling times, but they enjoyed those times. I know what it's like to sit down and braid my girl's hair, put beads on it, and make sure they clean from top to bottom. Make sure my son was clean and had a haircut from top to bottom. So I know what it's like. I know what it's like. Even though people think that this is the life that it's always been for me. No ma'am, no sir, To God be the glory. Amen, saith the Lord.